Okay, everybody, what is up? Good afternoon. Game day is here. We're just a handful of hours away from kickoff in Tennessee, preseason game number 2. Before we get there, though, since I think I've already said what needs to be said about the game, I want to talk about something that ESPN did with one of their best statistics, and I guess you would say statistical groupings that I think is going to be really interesting going forward. And I'm all about whenever a metric or statistic can increase correlation with success. And that seems to be what happened here. And the reason why I'm making a video about this is because I believe this data is going to assist in giving a more positive impression of a couple of Seahawks players. This video is sponsored by Prize Picks. So basically, what happened is that ESPN has reworked their pass rush win rate formulas, and that's on both sides. That's for the pass rushers and the pass protectors. So what they've tried to do here is refine the way in which they count pass rush wins or pass block wins in such a way that it more accurately captures impact on the play, which is what these statistics and formulas and analytics and data points should always be working towards. You should always be trying to work your way closer to reflecting meaningful impact on the game. So when I saw this, I was all over this. I was like, I got to see what's going on here. And I don't want to get into the exact nitty-gritty of everything that they did, but to briefly go over the things that they have changed. The main difference is that they have now separated out bull rush wins, where a player utilizes a bull rush and gets to the quarterback or affects the quarterback, or in some way wins the rep, which kind of allows a little bit more of a differential. And they've also refined the way in which they calculate a win in pass rush from a speed rush to eliminate basically false positives. Like, you can, as a pass rusher, get around the arc, but if you don't actually threaten the pocket and threaten the quarterback, it's not really a win. So basically what they did is they corrected certain reps that looked like a win and they counted as a win, but were actually not wins. So correlations here increased from 0.53 to 0.59. So that indicates they're getting closer and closer to really getting it. And if you look here, the legacy win rates, which is the old way they calculated it, correlated with EPA at 0.24, which is okay. I mean, it is pointing you in the right direction, but basically what that means is that it's not accounting for more than 75% of the outcome of a play. And the new formula for win rates is 0.34, which is more than a third. So that is a big, big improvement. And when I saw that, I was like, okay, I got to see what this changes. What does this do? So, like I said, there's going to be a couple of Seahawks in here that you're going to come away feeling a little bit better about. And maybe some stuff you're going to feel a little less confident about. But it's going to be stuff that you kind of already knew anyway. So let's take a look here. All right, guys, let's take a quick break here to talk a little bit about Prize Picks, currently the #1 sports pick app in America. The app is very easy to use. Check it out to my left here. You can do player picks, where you just pick more or less on a few player stats and lock in your lineup. Or you can pick teams, where you pick winners, spread, or total on any game or fight. The app is available in most states, including California, Texas, and Florida. Right now, they have a great offer. You can play your first $5 lineup and get $150 in lineups if you win. All you have to do is use code HMA when you sign up. It's a brand new offer. Best time possible to get on the app. So get on over there and get to winning that first lineup. So remember, Prize Picks, code HMA. Download the app today, and remember to always gamble responsibly. So with the reworked numbers, you've got your edge rusher stuff. You've got your pass rush win rates by edge rushers. And this is the new top 10. Basically, they reworked the numbers. Now this is your top 10. No Seahawks here. I don't believe there were any Seahawks previously. So not a lot of change there. It reminds you, I guess, that the Seahawks don't have any superstar players at edge, although we already knew that. So, okay. Pass rush win rate at defensive tackle, though. This one is where it gets maybe a little bit surprising. No Seahawks in the top 10 here either. This is where you might expect somebody like a Big Cat or a Byron Murphy to show up. Not the case. Now, again, it's just one number, and there are many other numbers you can use, and it's just part of the equation and part of the puzzle that you have to put together to figure out who's doing what. But it is worth noting, for whatever it's worth, according to pass rush win rate, no Murphy, no Williams in the top 10. However, Leonard Williams came out very good here. Bull rush wins. So, like I said, one of the new things that ESPN is doing here is separating out bull rushes from other types of rushes, basically speed rushes, just in general, like trying to get around your player, trying to beat your player to the edge, whatever. The number one bull rush win player is Leonard Williams last year with 18 bull rush wins, more than one per game. No other player had more than one per game. Second place was Jeffrey Simmons with 16. And Leonard Williams's overall pass rush win rate increased with this change in the formula. So he did come out of this looking a little bit better. Therefore, we can say we have something really good there. And the ability to win as a bull rusher inside is very important because as a defensive tackle, you're not going to get as many opportunities to speed rush, especially not in this defense. So nothing wrong with that. And hey, that's good, right? That is an area that Leonard Williams is doing it better than anybody else. And that's a big reason why you did see a lot of people say they thought Leonard Williams was the top defensive tackle in football last year. Now, the highest bull rush win rate belonged to Aleem McNeil of the Detroit Lions. So that is kind of the where things get a little bit more tricky, because what that tells you is that Leonard Williams is getting a lot of reps. He's getting a lot of opportunities to bull rush. So even though he gets a lot of bull rush wins, it's mostly because he gets a lot of bull rush opportunities, which is why this would be a great year to find a way to pull back on Leonard Williams's overall snap count a little bit so that he has more juice for the end of the season. So something to think about there. That's a big reason why you don't see any Seahawks on this list, I guess. So Riley Mills, that's your cue. Who was chipped the most? No Seahawks here. They listed a handful of players that are getting chipped at a really high rate. TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, Alex Wright. Alex Wright, not a name I would have expected here. Will Anderson, et cetera, et cetera. So nothing really going on here. Which offensive linemen get the most and the least chip help? No Seahawks on either list. So there are some players who almost never get helped, like Tristan Wirfs and Deion Dawkins and Jordan Mailata. But there are also some players that get helped constantly. Justin School, Charlie Heck, Badarian Lowe, et cetera, et cetera. So therefore, you don't have a lot of extremes in here. However, and this is kind of what I was leading to when I titled the video and when I started the video, check this out. In the new ESPN formula for pass block win rate, the Seahawks have not one, but two players in the top 8. Abe Lucas goes all the way up to 5, and that is a big improvement for him. He rocketed up the list with their reworking. So once they adjusted their formula to account for the fact that to account for the fact that there were some false positives getting crammed in there, you have Abe Lucas as an elite pass protector, and Charles Cross not that far behind, 5th and 8th. Really good. And if you take a look at the rest of this list, Baltimore is another team that has 2 guys in the top 10, but that would be it, right? And nobody has 2 players in the top 8. So as far as tackle play goes, by this definition, we're kind of the envy of every other team in football, right? There are tackles out there better, but by this metric, no team has a better 1-2 punch at tackle than the Seahawks. Maybe the Ravens, I guess, because it's very close, but that's it. Pass block win rate at guard, no Seahawks here, which, I mean, you wouldn't really expect it. Gray Zabel, his rookie year was bumpy, and Anthony Bradford makes a little too many mistakes, a few too many mistakes to be here. Although our old buddy Damian Lewis did make the list. Pass block win rate at center, no Jalen Sundell, no Olu Oluwatimi, so nothing there. But that tackle tandem, man, there's more and more evidence coming out that we've got it really good there. And a lot of people, they kind of instinctively give a lot of the credit or even all of the credit for the improved pass protection last year to Kubiak and Sam Darnold. But don't forget to give it to the tackles too. Those guys are really good players. And if they're not Pro Bowlers, they're very close to it in terms of the quality of play they offer. The fifth and final category they went through here was just talking about twists and stunts, which didn't really offer much data. The Rams run more twists and stunts than any other team in the league by a long shot. Although it does point out the Rams were actually not super effective last year at the stunting or twisting. So it's a little bit curious why they would do it so much if that is true, but nothing really Seahawk-centric here. Okay, so that's it. I just wanted to have a little bit of fun with that because I think this is pretty interesting. And look, anything that can help make you feel a little bit better about some of the players on the Seahawks, I think is good. So Lucas and Cross, maybe they're better than we thought. All right, maybe another video before the game, but more than likely, we're going to just lock down. I'll make my video after the game's over. We'll stream a little bit late in the night and ready to see what the team has for us. Go Hawks.